What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Waterboy Podcast. Today is episode 220. Shohei Ohtani is the king of Los Angeles. Anthony Edwards might actually be the second coming of Michael Jordan. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto had the worst announcer jinx ever last night. Did you see it, Everett? Did you see what happened to him?
I don't know if it's the worst ever.
Maybe not ever.
I'm
exaggerating, but
it cannot be any worse than what happened. Literally could not be.
For the circumstances, that was the worst possible jinx.
Yes.
Possible. So if I guess we're gonna have to lead there. If you aren't familiar, last night, on a Tuesday, game between the Dodgers and Marlins, before Yamamoto even threw the first pitch of the game, a Dodgers announcer, and I'm Blake Elliott because it was not Joe Davis. It was not Joe Davis.
Could not tell you. Joe Davis would never do that.
Never. He knows better.
He knows
the power that he holds as the play-by-play.
He knows better.
But a Dodgers announcer said that, ladies and gentlemen, I know the game hasn't started yet, but Yamamoto's technically on a no-hitter watch. Don't think he said perfect watch. That would have been funnier.
No watch. It wasn't
perfect watch would have technically been the worst jinx possible, but no hitters the next thing. And he said he's technically on no hitter watch. About 6 seconds later, first pitch fastball, no bullshit, Everett, right down the middle to Jazz Chisholm, who we were literally talking about on Monday's episode. What do you know? What do you expect?
It's just the fact it wasn't a double. It wasn't a single. It wasn't a little blooper or something.
Oh, no. It was
first pitch of the game.
Center field shot. That was a home run. That was
it wasn't like a jinx. It wasn't like a jinx where it was like, oh, like they just got on base. No, this was like the biggest insult physically possible.
I think though we learned our lesson. We won the game. That was the only run the Marlins scored last night, so it's okay at the end of the day. But hey, we know moving forward. Hey, we know our power watching the Dodgers and what we do to pitchers. We know the power we have. So we are very selective about the games we attend. Quick caveat, this is kind of a me and you thing. We're planning on going to a Dodger freeway series against the Angels very far in advance. Should we send a memo to the Dodgers now? Go get Lance Lynn for a day and have him pitch on that night?
Just please,
because
God,
it can't be anyone important.
We might need to cancel.
I'm saying we can inform them. If we let them know now, I think it's okay.
It might be okay. We'll have the unnamed intern draw up a legal document so they can't sue us if they do decide to start like Bobby or Yamamoto. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just in case we do ruin their careers, we will have that liability.
Hey, I'm just saying Yamamoto's been doing well, but if Yamamoto starts doing bad again, there is a clause in the contract that if he needs elbow surgery, then that contract is voided. So, just in case, Everett, we have a way out.
Call the ringers.
That's where you want us at the game. So, hey, I mean. But we got.
I will say
it could be a good thing. It could be a good thing.
You and I have a tendency.
Dustin May, I'm so sorry, dude. He was so good to start the year last season. He would literally be for us, he'd probably be like our fourth starter, and would definitely be capable of being twos on many MLB teams. So
not anymore. So sorry, that's on us. I will say though. There's gonna be additional parties that are going with us to that game. One of them, it will be their first Dodger game ever, so maybe they will offset our juju with the pitchers. You never know. Maybe there's some difference.
We don't know. I'm just off of history. I've seen it.
Off of history,
and I know the power that I hold. So
we hold. It's not just on you. It's on both. Oh, you do hold a separate power though. You do hold a separate.
No. When I am at Dodger Stadium and I go get a Dodger dog,
apparently it's not even Dodger Stadium anymore. The other night you didn't watch the game and we went off.
That whole series I didn't.
Yeah.
So that was the first series in a long time where I didn't catch a single pitch. I've at least caught one pitch of every Dodgers series over the past 3 years. At least one pitch. First time I did not see it until Monday. Like that's when I finally went through and saw like, oh yeah, Ohtani is the Braves killer. He actually like is the kryptonite to the Atlanta Braves franchise.
Brand, were you watching the start of the game the other day with Yamamoto?
Last night?
Yes.
Or the Braves?
No.
Yeah, I guess no, he definitely didn't start against the Braves. Yes, I was.
Okay, so it's your fault then. You're the reason why Jazz went deep on us.
Oh, yes. And well, the worst thing I've ever did, the worst mistake I've made in my college career was staying up until 3 a.m. for Yamamoto
to watch Yamamoto start.
I take full responsibility. Full responsibility.
I woke up.
It's about accountability, folks. It's about accountability, and I will accept that I am a harm to this franchise. I will stay away because I want them to win. I want to win. And I'm willing to put my fandom aside for some pride, all right? So when it comes to the Dodgers, yes, I will do whatever I need to do. If you were to tell me, Grant, if you do not go to a single Dodger game this year, they will win the World Series, then I will never look
you will not be there
at Chavez Ravine. I won't even look at it. Will not check prices one time all year if I had that guarantee. So yeah, no, I will do my role. I hope everybody else does their part as fans. If you, as a fan, don't think you impact the outcome of these games, you're crazy. You're crazy. This is the one thing that you can bet or gamble on and have influence. So yes, you do control the outcome. You do need to do your job, like Belichick says. And yeah, I do my job. But just a little more general Dodgers talk. I just want to make sure I have the stat correct. Ohtani's numbers against the Atlanta Braves. Just want to make sure I have this. So Ohtani against the Braves, 8 hits, 6 RBIs, 5 runs, 3 home runs, 2 stolen bags. He's the 5th player in MLB fifth player in the MLB since 1920, end of the dead ball era, to reach each of those numbers in a 3-game series. So only
is Jackie Robinson on that list or no?
No. The rest of the list is Shin-Soo Choo, Kansas City Royal in 2010. Barry Bonds when he played for the San Diego Padres, actually.
Oh.
Andre Dawson.
So was this pre-roided? Was this a pre-roided? No, pre-roided. He was on the Pirates.
Pre-roided Barry Bonds.
I thought he was a
Barry Bonds.
Pre-roided, or maybe he was the Padres. I don't know.
I'll be honest, I was never actually aware that he was on the Padres. This must have been a quick off season before he went to San Fran.
And then he was exposed to the juice.
Hey, I will just say though, Barry Bonds, if you look at his pre-steroid career, yeah,
just look at him
would have been in the MLB.
Being. Just look at him as a human being pre-roids, like in general.
I will also say, yes, he was on steroids. Yes, he was juicing. But so was everybody else. It's not like I'm just saying
the observable difference though between pre-roid Barry Bonds and post-roid Barry Bonds, like just as a physical specimen and the way that he looked as a person is crazy.
It was quite obvious.
There's like obvious. Nobody else even that was on roids that is that obvious.
Yeah, no, you cannot deny it. But like I will say, still have to hit the baseball. Still have to hit the baseball. Still have to hit the baseball. He did put up a 370 batting average when he was 37 and a 362 when he was 39. So you still need to hit the baseball. Steroids can't help you hit the ball. They can help you hit it far, but they can't help you literally make contact with the ball. So if anything, actually, also one thing no one ever talks about, pitchers were juicing too. Curt Schilling's not in the Hall of Fame. Just saying. Hey,
it was a fair era. What you're trying to say is it was fair.
Hey,
everybody was juiced.
Without steroids, I am not sure if I would have I'm not sure if I would have actually been interested in the sport. I'm not sure we would have.
I don't think
steroids saved this sport. They needed it. So yeah. But remember, guys, pitchers were on steroids too. And if anything, the fact that Pedro Martinez recorded the greatest ERA plus in MLB history in peak steroid era, yeah, he's the GOAT. And remember, he was a Dodger. But yeah, enough of that conversation. Just some Shohei Ohtani though, like he is our Barry Bonds. I will say I
Hey,
saw.
don't say
a
that. We
stat
don't
the
need him
other-
getting suspended for stuff. All right.
Oh my god, he really is our Barry Bonds. I
We
will
don't
just.
need him getting suspended.
I'm trying to find. I'm pretty sure I sent this to you. Just a little tweet comparing Ohtani. Ohtani's start to the year to another former Dodger legend. So in Ohtani's first 36 games this season, Everett, he's got a 368 batting average, 11 bombs, 27 RBIs.
Oh yes,
phenomenal
I have
numbers.
seen this. I have seen.
In the first 36 games of the 2019 MLB season, yes, it was the juiced ball year. So there's a slight caveat. Like this was
Bomba Squad, baby.
The juice ball year. But Cody Bellinger, his first 36 games of 2019, a 403 batting average, 14 home runs, and 38 RBIs to Ohtani's 368, 11 bombs, and 27 RBIs. So yeah, 2019 Cody Bellinger was genuinely special. I did not quite appreciate it at the time, what was going on during our junior year of high school, Everett. I don't think we appreciated it. Our summer going into senior year, we got the Kevin Durant on 4th of July, but guess what? We had peak Cody Bellinger, and that was what was really going on. So yeah, I mean, Belly.
Well, so this is the one
not
thing.
doing
That
great in
summer,
Chicago right now.
That summer, I was because obviously I didn't live in LA at that point. I was getting to experience the Bomba Squad, so that was more of my focal than Cody Bellinger.
If I have this correct, Anthony Edwards was drafted 2019 to the T-Wolves.
2020.
A year later,
he was drafted our freshman year of college.
Okay.
He's the same
Like
age. He's the same age as us.
Oh yeah, he is.
Which is crazy. That's
wild. No. That's one thing about the NBA. That's like this is a weird talent. I think I have like a strange talent is NBA players' ages. Like I am within a year for most NBA players. I can get within a year. And
now that's where it gets to the part for me.
It's super hard, or when they get drafted though, because they could be freshmen, they could be 18 to 22.
But that's also the part for me where
I lump them in with their draft class.
For people have opinions on it, like getting other people's jerseys and wearing like somebody else's name on your back. Like there's a lot of
I have a strong
about
opinion on it, but yes, go on.
Anybody who is younger than me, I cannot wear the jersey of. Cannot wear the jersey. If you are younger than me, but it is per.
Caleb Williams is my cutoff.
Yeah, no, like it is per like cutoff. If you're one grade below me, okay, maybe there's some gray area there. I cannot do.
It's okay if you got a JJ McCarthy.
Jersey. Yeah, but I cannot do if you are a sophomore and a freshman.
You have to be a star though. Like you know, like.
But like I'm saying, like imagine in like 10 years, if
I think there's only one exception to this list, but go on.
And like
I just thought in my head.
In like 10 years, let's say, I don't know what's a team that I don't care about, but imagine I was a fan of the Bears, right? Caleb Williams shits the bed. They're drafting a new quarterback in 10 years. I cannot get the jersey of that quarter. They're going to be
in 10 years. No,
you can't do that. You can't do that.
No. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. The rule is your age. That's the cutoff. That's where it's acceptable to be a
unless you personally know that person.
Yes.
There's different.
There's exceptions. There's obviously very special exceptions.
But wearing a jersey of somebody who is significantly younger or who is younger than you, like that's a no. You can't do that. You can't do
that. Like I guess the one positive thing when it comes to like a majority, well, not anymore. Actually, I'm not sure, but for college football jerseys, because for so long there were no names on the back, I could always just say number 2. Well, I'm just supporting Terrell Pryor. Like this is a Terrell Pryor jersey, not whoever number 2 on Ohio State. But I guess now I haven't even thought about this. They probably are selling jerseys with names on the back now. Yeah.
I think so. I think they are.
Yeah.
I believe so. It probably depends on the school, but yes.
Yeah. So I hope so. Shit. Can I buy a Caleb Downs jersey? Like no, right? No.
No, he's
too
younger. He's a sophomore.
Yeah,
no, you can't. It's just
Will
weird.
Howard, he's older than me, so
yeah,
yes.
that's fair game. That's fair game. But no.
Would never buy that jersey. I'm using this as motivation. Will prove the haters
Marvin
wrong.
Marv is it's Marv, but like
that I'm
younger,
allowed to.
But he's younger
than me, but it's Marv.
But that's the gray area. It's the gray area.
It's certain. That's my cutoff. That's actually my cutoff. Though. That's genuine. That's the cutoff. I just don't know if I want an Arizona Harrison 18, even though low-key the Cardinals jerseys do look kind of like Ohio State's on the Arizona. They changed their side, and it actually looks a little bit similar to the striped Ohio State. So like I actually like when those Cardinals jerseys came out last year.
Last year.
Every Ohio State fan was like, did they copy us? Like what? Like look at those red sleeve. Like those are our jerseys. But yeah, no, I think that's my cutoff. A Harrison 18 for the Cardinals. That's where I draw the line.
It's just also weird because sometimes if somebody was like, let's say, Travion Henderson's about our age, right?
He's a year younger, but yeah.
Let's just say he's our age, right? But like the typical draft class for our age, depending on the sport, is like typically our year or a year right before we graduate. Like right now, like this would be your assumed last year of somebody who was our age. That's not always the case. So sometimes, like, somebody next year will be our age, but they're getting drafted a year late. And that's also kind of a weird gray area because they're your age.
It's strange.
But they're a rookie.
I agree.
And that's a little weird.
I'm so with you.
It's a little weird.
I'm so with you.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, no, I like realistically what we're kind of getting at here is once you leave college, first, it's just weird to just be repping jerseys out in like public. When you're out of college, it's just like a little like, all right, dude, grow up. But like even I'm thinking right now, if my dad were to still wear Ohio State jerseys and the Rose Bowl was in LA and we went, like, would he be repping his Archie Griffin jersey? Yes. So
here's the thing, though. There's also an age cutoff where you go from jerseys to the collared shirts of the team. Like that's the setup, or you have a sweatshirt or something.
Yeah, or like a windbreak, but still always logo on.
Yeah, logo is on. Like Ohio State. I'm thinking of your dad right now. Your dad,
hilarious collection of throwback Ohio State windbreak.
Your dad. My expectation is he would have the little Ohio State like logo right here, and it would be a gray, red, and white striped horizontal polo. That's exactly what I'm picturing.
I thought you were about to nail it right on the head, but for the most part, my dad will just wrap like just a classic plain gray like crew neck sweater with just the little Ohio State logo. Right, but it's like the 1992 Ohio State Fiesta Bowl. Like
now that's funny. The thing. There is a cutoff. I think there's an age cutoff where like you just can't really have jerseys anymore. Like, if you're a dad, if you're a dad with a little kid and you're like both doing it, then like, okay. But if you're a dad and it's like you and I are 22 right now, right?
We can go to a game. We're expected to wear a jersey.
We will wear one, but our dads, we're expected to. That's polo territory. That's polos. But here's the other thing is for us, like, it's okay for us. You'll always have like a Clayton Kershaw jersey. Like there will always be players that are Kobe Bryant jersey. Like because we grew up with that, then that's okay. That's that's allowed. Mm-hmm. That's okay. But if you're somebody
like heroes to us,
if you're somebody right now though who is 22, let's say I bought a JJ McCarthy jersey and I wore that in 30 years, even if it becomes Patrick Mahomes.
Weird.
Yeah, that's weird.
You're right.
That's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, no, you hit it on the head. Like I would say right now, like Ohtani, I'm going to get an Ohtani jersey when available, applicable. I think
you have to wait for them to make. You have to let them make the new jerseys first.
I can't. Yeah, no, I'm not doing it yet. Like we'll do this for 2025. But like we're allowed. Does he classify as hero for us? That when it's 2040 and we have Shohei Ohtani, I think we can wear it.
I think hero for you and me has to be the 2000s. Like we can't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, that's what
I have a Mookie jersey, but the only reason I have a Mookie jersey is because so many people have a Kershaw jersey, and also when I got that, we were going to the game with your brother, and I was not about to wear a Kershaw jersey with him wearing a Kershaw jersey.
Yeah,
but Hey, like Kershaw's always my birthday's on the 22nd. His number's 22. Like I've always had that association with him. Like just
my brother's birthday's on the 22nd, and my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we went over this on your birthday. That's actually how I've internalized
it. Yeah, it's how you know my birthday. But no, like that's why I've always, that's why I originally had a connection with him. But like, I don't think there's somebody now where like if you bought a jersey right now, like you have a JT jersey that qualifies because that's like you're growing up watching him kind of
JT Justin Turner, JT Barrett. We're talking
Justin Turner. I'm talking Dodgers.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say like.
If I do not believe you have a JT Barrett jersey.
If you had a memory of me wearing an Ohio State 16 jersey, I would have asked for the picture. I don't know where that jersey is. But yeah, like
that's also why you have a really old Chargers jersey. You have the old mesh
Merriman
jerseys. Yeah,
the Merriman.
Yeah, because that's who you grew up watching, right? You grew up watching out the womb.
Those are my first words.
Sean Merriman.
Sean Merriman on Wednesdays. If I tell this story on a Friday, my first words were LT, LaDainian Tomlinson. If I tell it on a Tuesday, then it was Junior Seau. So it depends when you
Antonio Gates was in there somewhere, even though he wasn't on the team yet.
Yeah, and also I hate Eli. That was also somewhere in there. So any of those combinations, or actually it was I hate Big Arch. Those were the first words, not Eli. I knew it wasn't Eli.
Last thing though about baseball before we can move it to a different sport. This is a two-parter, Grant.
Okay.
So
actually, ask me a baseball question. I want to be asked.
This isn't an asked question. This is a statement. And most people know that Christian Yelich originally was on the Marlins.
Yes.
Right.
Are we about to go over Marlins? Because I think I can actually go through that lineup off top of my head. Okay.
This is the return the Marlins got for Christian Yelich. Okay. Lewis Brinson, who's currently playing in the Mexican League. Eisen Diaz, who's playing for the Lancaster Barnstormers of the Atlantic League. Jordan Yamamoto, who's a head baseball coach.
Is that a minor league affiliate, right?
I don't know what the Atlantic League is. I
couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you.
All right.
Jordan Yamamoto, who's a head baseball coach at Dwyer High School.
Any relation to ours? I'm guessing no.
I really hope not. And Monte Harrison, who is now committed to play football at Arkansas.
All right. So that's where this is going. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, when I saw that, it's never too late.
Yeah. When I saw that at first, I was like, am I missing something here? Did I get something wrong? I guess he's pulling a J.R. Smith. It wasn't the sport he played. He still has eligibility left. I'm interested what that NIL package is like. I'm wondering what he was demanding though. Kind of interested.
I'm just curious.
I'm kidding.
So he was a 4-star wide receiver recruit in 2014.
Was he committed anywhere for football?
I don't know.
Committed to Nebraska.
Okay.
Matt Woolley, I'm assuming what happened?
I'm assuming he's going to play wide receiver. But my next question is the whole point of this either is he getting a degree, which by the way he should be able to pay for unless he fucks something up with his finances playing the MLB, or B,
and you don't get much money in baseball ever.
But he was starting for the Marlins at some point. Like he was getting, I guess that's still true. But
I'm reading he was in the league for around
never got past ARB.
August 4th, COVID 2020. Last appearance July 12th, 2020.
So here's the next question.
Never made it to ARB.
Is he either going to do this to get a degree and he's just trying to get it for free, to pay for it, or is he going to league? Is he trying to go to the NFL?
I'm going to assume degree.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if anything, he maybe like, hey, I don't know what his plan is. Shit, maybe his plan wants to get into coaching and he wants experience. I don't know. I have no idea what he wants to do, but I don't think he's doing this to prepare himself for an NFL career.
Also, by the way, side note from that, I just thought that was so funny that the players are all gone. One of them's playing a different sport in college now.
A college sport.
College level. The other thing I just want to mention, so the Luis Arias trade, not the one of the Padres, but the one from the Twins to
Twins to
the
the Marlins.
Marlins.
I mean, you
Just
guys got a good
remember,
return on that. So
just remember the return on that, and the Twins' ace pitcher is
yeah,
still on the
Lopez.
team there, Pablo Lopez. The Marlins no longer have Luis Arias. I would say that the Twins probably won that, even though Luis Arias is like pretty fucking good. So,
Well,
but yeah, the
I
sausage
just
is also still in the dugout, Grant, even though they lost it. There's been a spotting up, and it's also
yeah. So
spotting, which is another problem. But
I'm reading right now that like a quote career earning of Monte Harrison might. It says career earnings 2.6 mil if you include his signing bonus and everything. So
yeah, so you don't really want to
nice.
spend like 210, 280 grand on getting a degree then at that point. If you can get it for free, definitely not.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure if he's a walk on, so he is paying for it, paying for it. We'll see. We'll see though. If he ends up doing something in the SEC though, I whatever.
Hey, maybe he's going to
I
be
saw you cough and I got like a
yeah,
hiccup
and then you
effect.
started getting the cough.
Yawn effect. God.
No, maybe he wins the Blitnikoff, Grant. Like, you never know. You never know.
He's coming for you, Luther Burden. Watch out. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay, look, let's move into the NFL or college football if you have anything in college football. Or no.
Not necessarily off the top of my head per se, but it sounds like you do.
No, I was just curious because you tend to interrupt me halfway through. I get through a point. You're like, wait a second. Yeah, I have something.
You know what? While you bring this up, why don't you start saying something and maybe it'll come to me or not. That's how I'll know if I have something.
Okay, so this is before we're gonna get into the NFL or whatever else you're gonna randomly pull up. Grant, this is the worst all-time playoff series win percentages across all sports, all four major U.S. sports.
Okay, playoff series win. Okay.
Win percentage. Playoff series win percentage.
Series.
Keep in mind, this is before the start of this year's playoffs. The first team, the worst team out of every sport, is the New Orleans Pelicans with a 0.182%. Or I guess would be 18%. 18%.
Yeah.
Next is an NHL team that no longer exists. Followed by
relocation.
I don't know. It was
rebrand?
Utah's NHL team, so maybe a rebrand. I don't really know.
I don't know. You're the
third and fourth
place group.
Third and fourth place are the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota Timberwolves with a 214 and the Wild with a 235.
Did not know that. Wow.
3 of the 4 dominant Minnesota sports teams are on this list. The Wild and Timberwolves are 3 and 4, followed by the Twins at 11. The only team that is not on it is the Vikings, which is great, as I'm predominantly a football fan. But for anybody who wants to talk about how their fan base or their state has the most heartbreak when it comes to sports, you do not have 3 teams in the top 12 of the worst winning playoff percentages of all time. Just
it's tragic.
They're worse than the Rockies, Grant. They are worse than the Rockies. Ugh. They're worse than the Angels.
Don't say the A's in there. They have a lot of success historically.
The A's are not.
Don't act like the A's
are not there. The A's are not there. One of the teams that was kind of surprising to me was the fact that the Milwaukee Brewers are at 5.
So the 5th lowest ever or highest?
5th shittiest.
Okay.
The Browns are only at 16 though, by the way. You think it'd be worse, but I guess they don't make the playoffs enough for it to be
don't have many attempts. So
that also would do it. That would do it. All right, Grant. This is your chance. Do you have anything college football related?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Hey, I'm trusting you on this one. Okay.
Even if some pops up,
holding it.
Saving it for next week. Saving it for
All
next
right.
week.
So
we're talking about the National Football League, correct? Now
talking about the National Football League. Talking about Minnesota sports. Grant, we all knew the Vikings' plan was to draft a quarterback, regardless if Kirk Cousins was here or not. Okay.
Yes.
The predominant factor, as it was expected, but now it's been reported that Kirk Cousins didn't want to stay in Minnesota, was the fact they were going to draft a successor early in the first round. Now, Minnesota, gave him told him, and they're like, hey, we still want you. We want you. And we'll give you as much guarantee money as we can.
You have any insight on a contract that Minnesota's?
I don't know what the numbers wise are, because they were only going to give him like 2 years. But it was only going to be guaranteed. Here's the thing. The Atlanta contract is really only guaranteed for 2 years. That's the thing. It's really so. The Vikings were going to try and guarantee for the same length. It just wasn't going to be a 4-year contract. It'd be a 2.
Okay.
And Kirk Cousins, he ended up going to Atlanta. The difference is Atlanta still drafted a quarterback high. They just didn't tell him. At least the Vikings had the courtesy to tell him that, hey, we're going to do this anyways, but we want you to be here. I don't think that is more karma or more of a fuck you that could have physically happened than them drafting quarterback without telling Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, no, that's not the greatest way to start off your relationship with your new quote franchise quarterback. Maybe it's a temporary franchise queue Atlanta's looking at. But yeah, if I was Kirk right now, I wouldn't be too happy. I wouldn't be too thrilled. This is strange, interesting. It's never a good
strange
sign
either
when
way.
You're the GM and you immediately, after making the pick, the owner walks up to you and looked pretty clear he was explaining his ass and saving his job right there, trying to explain why he just did
didn't
that.
Help himself the next 2 days.
Arthur Blank had no idea what he was like. What just happened?
He looked like the draft room on draft.
Why did I just hire you?
When they took Vontae Mack 1. That's what it was looking like.
Yeah, that was kind of like a backstabbing event for Big Blank. He was like, we did not discuss this 7 minutes ago.
In the cards.
I did not have this.
Hey, he's not alone though. The entire Broncos draft room had zero clue that Bo Nix was QB1 for them. So
yeah, when I heard that, so funny. I'll be honest. The current Broncos GM went to my alma mater, so I rep him. Patton. I rep
from the Vikings.
Yep, and I know that because his son, die-hard Minnesota Vikings fan. I'm not sure that's transitioned into Broncos fandom now. Probably, but
he did have to live through Broncos country. Let's ride. So there's that makes it difficult.
Yeah, but I rep Patton, but some interesting decisions there. I kind of feel like it seems like him and Sean Payton were sitting there just like Payton and Patton. We're sitting there just like just realized that. Kind of sitting there just like, hey, we both know we should. It's the
hey, we got Minnesota to bite on JJ. We got our guy. Don't worry.
Yeah, we got to bite on JJ. But we got kind of like the Kylo Ren meme where it's like, I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. But actually no, because they were reaching so far.
They definitely had the strength to do it. They
they weren't looking at it like, oh God, this might ruin the franchise. They seem pretty confident that Bosif is their guy. And I'm rocking with Bo because Bo's rocking with us. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I think I believe they cut the Italian GOAT, Ben DiNucci, not Tommy DeVito. It's Ben DiNucci, everybody. They cut him earlier this morning, I believe. So I think that quarterback room is him, Stud Muffin, Jared Stidham, and Zach Wilson.
DiNucci was cut, yes. So it is Stud Muffin, Zach Wilson, and Bo Nix.
Zach Wilson, Bo Nix. Without question, the most horrifying quarterback room to look at in the NFL. Is there anyone else that could be?
Raiders.
At least
Raiders.
Shit. Hey, that makes me feel great as a Chargers fan. It's 2 AFC West teams. So I love it. I'm loving it over here. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But back to Kirk. Yeah, no, he got blindsided. Disgusting. Went from Penix to Bo Nix.
He did technically. I like Kirk Cousins. Kirk's my guy. I've talked about that, but he did kind of do
if
the
you
Vikings
ever
foul.
Switch up on Kirk Cousins,
he did do the Vikings kind of foul.
We'll have an intervention with you, because no, you're never allowed to dislike Kirk Cousins ever. I won't let you ever hate Kirk Cousins. I won't let you do it.
No, the only thing I will say though is he did the Vikings a little dirty, but so that's kind of some karma back. But at least the Vikings had the respect to tell him to his face that they were going to draft the replacement and not like 30 seconds before they do it. Yeah. But all right, the other thing that I have for this bigger thing is about one of the Vikings' new draft prospects, Brent.
Ooh. I have an idea of who it's going to be. Okay.
Kyrie Jackson.
All right.
Kyrie Jackson is a cornerback from Oregon. Okay. He is 25 years old, Brent. He is 25 years old because he took some time off of football because of some personal issues that he had. During this time off, he got multiple general jobs to that he had to work. One of which being at Chipotle. Okay.
I'm very curious how Chipotle is doing something for his NFL. Let's hear it.
He said, one of the biggest reasons why he wanted to work at Chipotle was because, he wasn't getting enough portion size when he went. So he wanted to be the guy that, gives out to make a difference, bigger scoops. He wanted to be the difference maker.
I like this.
He liked serving customers sizable portions of chicken and told his, people were happy about that. But he told his mom that the manager chastised him for spooning out too much chicken into the bowls. He then said, quote, "They don't add enough chicken. Now you know why. If you put too much chicken in the bowl, you will get fired." Ladies and gentlemen, so I think we found my next favorite person in the Vikings locker room. That is a true hero.
Yeah. So Kyrie Jackson, I remember him. He's an Alabama guy, transferred from there to Oregon. I just remember the big thing about him. He's 6'4" as a corner, big target over there. But purely based off that story, yeah, no, that's a guy you root for. That's a guy you want to see succeed. That's the type of guy that I want to see break into that starting rotation and that secondary for Minnesota.
Although it's going to be hard. We did just sign Shaq Griffin, and then we have Mekhi Blackman, and we also have
Blackman's my guy, so yes.
Caleb Evans, and we have Andrew Booth, but he's like so.
Hey, well, I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm rooting for it. After hearing that, I want him.
And then we also have Kyrie Jackson as well. He's 6'4", Grant.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Tall guy. That's what I remember.
I didn't hear that part.
But yeah,
that's a locker room guy. That's who brings culture together.
Tone setter. 100%. Definitely a guy who dictates the tempo of those practices. 100%.
Now, this is probably going to be a shorter episode, guys. Either way, do you want to talk any bit of the NBA? Grant?
Yeah, we do.
We can wrap up with that.
We can get into that. I thought you were gonna have some more NFL stuff.
I honestly, it's kind of a dead period. Right? Like, there's not much going on, and I don't know if we want to talk about Rashee Rice. So,
yeah.
So,
for reasons that do not have to do with what he did. We do not condone his actions. For reasons not a part of that. That one stings for me to even think about right now. So we're gonna move on.
But okay, for the NBA,
I see that Tyler Boyd is with the Titans. What? Wow! Breaking news. Game changer.
That is not
league changing
for our
move.
boy. That is not good for our boy.
Oh shit! Oh, I didn't even think about that angle. Yeah, Boyd out of town. Chargers. We should have just signed him for.
You got DJ Shark instead, though.
Yeah, I looked up last year. I can't I couldn't believe it when I read it, but yeah, DJ Chark had over a double drop percentage than Quentin Johnson last year.
So you guys really are going for no hands.
We know what type of guys we like, so at least we got that right. Okay, we at least know what we want in that room. So hey, we're gonna one way or another, we're gonna force this team to establish the run, and maybe that's the way we do it.
Okay, so for the NBA,
yeah, I'm gonna let you lead this, because I think I know you're gonna speak about, but I actually got a good amount.
Okay, right now the Wolves are up 2-0 on the Nuggets. They mopped the absolute floor with them in game 2. Game 3 will be on Friday. It's going to be back in Minnesota. We talked about this in the last episode, and we said, what happens if the Wolves pick up 2? Is it a sweep? Because it's basically, by the way that they're playing, a 2-0 lead going back to Minnesota is basically detrimental. And you said yourself, whoever wins game 2 is going to win.
I think I think actually after seeing what just happened, series is wrapped. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a sweep, Everett.
But here's the thing,
I think it's wrapped. I've never seen anything like that.
The Wolves they're playing with their coach with the torn patellar, who's not coaching. He's coaching from the bench. They have now played without the defensive player of the year and play the best stretch of defense they might have played all season, or at least in the playoffs. And the biggest part of everything, besides Ant basically looking like Jordan or better than Jordan at this point in his career, which is statistically what has...
at this point in his career, yeah.
Statistically, by I think the same age. I think the same age statistically, Ant right now is a little bit better.
I just got to check Michael Jordan when he first played in the playoffs, because he did drop 40 points on the Larry Bird Celtics.
Ant did drop 40 multiple times.
But
I know I get it. I get it's Larry Bird. I get it's Larry Bird. But the biggest thing besides Ant...
63 points. I got that correct, Everett. There are levels to this shit. But go on.
The biggest thing besides Ant...
I hate Michael Jordan, so I don't like standing up for him. But I got to give credit where credit's due. But go on.
Rudy Gobert is now a father. And his first child. The last time we saw something like this occur in the playoffs. Grant, you remember the little Linsanity run by this man named Father Fred VanVleet that made them win the Raptors win the title in 2019?
Well, I'm not gonna say Fred VanVleet's the reason
it's Kawhi, Raptors... but there's an immediate difference with Fred VanVleet between pre-child and post-child. I'm just saying, once you have a kid, things change. You get some different kind of strength. So
I'm with you on that.
I'm just saying that's an additional boost that the Wolves are about to get.
Yeah, I mean, in the NFL, if any specifically skill player, quarterback's a little different. They're gonna score anyway. But the best example that I could think, it's just like a random wide receiver. If they had a kid that week, they're scoring a touchdown. And I think it's just like a natural thing that's for regardless of the sport, just like if one of your teammates has a kid, you want to support him, you want to help them out. You want to get him a moment,
in general,
basketball's a little different, but I think, maybe we can see a triple double Rudy Gobert with blocks as one of the triple doubles.
In general, the Wolves doing that, making that statement without Rudy, without one of their
I was very impressed with it. I don't know who's extremely. Did they bump Cat back down to center?
Played center, and then Cat played center, and then Kyle Anderson started in the 4.
Okay.
And then Nas rotated in. I just saw this though.
Yeah, okay. I'll be
Let me-
honest. The Anthony Edwards better than Michael Jordan at this age. I'm gonna have to backtrack. At the age of 22, Michael Jordan averaged 44 points per game against the Celtics.
Okay. I thought I saw something. He probably was a
He
Minnesota
got swept
source.
though by the Celtics. He did.
Was probably a Minnesota source being like, "Hey, look at all these stats that Ant has right now compared to Jordan."
Hey. This is what I gotta say.
Hey, that's
we
the
need,
fact that Ant is even in that conversation.
No, I know. Exactly, Everett. Exactly. So, hey, I'm about to get into it in a second, but Anthony Edwards, we need him as an NBA community right now, and for us to get Ant, Everett, I'm gonna go into this in a sec, but like the goal right now as an American NBA fan base, we need to make sure that Anthony Edwards is the face of the NBA. Because when LeBron is out of the league in a year or two, and it might already be kind of switching, actually, no. As long as
the face James is going to be Bronny.
As long as LeBron James, as long as LeBron James in the NBA, he is the face of the NBA globally, like culturally. But so this is the second he's out, for us to get Ant to be the face, we need him to win a ring. And we need it right now.
I will say though, in general, you and I have talked about,
but also Everett, we cannannot be boosting Ant up and saying he's
that's
better
fair.
than Michael Jordan, because that's how we lose credibility.
Hey, but you and I have talked a lot about how the reason why the NBA people don't really enjoy watching the NBA as much now, and even then don't care about it as much in the playoffs as it used to be when we had Celtics and Lakers, like 2000s, Kobe Bryant. Kevin Garnett, we had Tim, we had all these players, different players, and the rivals we had. There's that one part of things.
Were you about to say Duncan there with that Tim? what was that Tim?
Yeah,
going?
So I was going Tim Duncan. Right. Unless you wanted me to go with Tim Donahue, but that's also a possibility.
Also a go in his own right. Also a great reason to watch NBA when we were growing up. So
look, it's because there's all that.
To be honest, also way more entertaining than Tim Duncan. Shit,
it's all that. Here. But it's also because the style of basketball that was played then was more physical, was more defensive. So when you had those scoring plays and those players that could score, you were attached to them even more. And because of the physicality of it, it would brew. Basically, it would create the rivalries because people would be physical and it would create those things. And the Timberwolves this year are demonstrating the kind of basketball that we would have seen 15 years ago. And that's why I think they are so entertaining to watch. I think that's also why, them being such a defensive team and playing that way is kind of changing. Because we talked about this before, the NBA has a scoring problem. And the solution to that has been the Timberwolves. And they've limited that.
To be honest, I've actually never, in the modern NBA, the Steph Curry modern NBA, I have never seen a team actually have a true game plan in the NBA on defense, and other teams have to play on their terms. Okay. I see it in college basketball with Houston. Okay. In college basketball, you could do it. But when the talent gap is not as big as it is in college basketball, I've never seen a team actually assert their dominance on defense until this team. This is Minnesota Timberwolves team, Everett. It's genuinely crazy. Like I'm saying right now, for your sake, I will not for 1 second be mad at you if you fully flip over to a Timberwolves fan for the time being.
I already have. Be mad at you. That's already happened. That's
yeah.
Happened.
Naturally, of course. But like shit, even if you were like, hey, like, I think I'm just gonna be a Timberwolves fan for the rest of my life, not really Lakers fan, I won't blame you for a second, because I genuinely believe this is the greatest team that Minnesota has ever assembled.
Kobe Bryant.
I'm also considering odds of winning a championship being
Kobe
up
Bryant
2-0 over
the
favorite.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant, like the reason I've been a Lakers fan before is because the connection that I've had with Kobe Bryant growing up in LA, because he meant a lot to so many of us who were raised in California and lived in
straight
Los
up,
Angeles. So.
I would actually say being a parent of a kid in LA, like 2000s, 2010s, pretty easy to get them to do something, because you would literally tell them like, well, Kobe would do it. And I'd be like, shit, you're right. I do need to study for this vocab quiz. I'm not lying when I say my parents have told me that before. Kobe would do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, that's literally a reason for LA kids to be like, okay, actually, you're right. He would.
No, that's what we tell ourselves. Even now, you're locking in for your final, and you're like, what would Kobe do?
Job's not finished.
It's not done.
Job's not finished. You're studying. It's 2 a.m. Oh, do I have to do another practice quiz?
Kobe would do it.
Job's not finished.
Kobe would do it.
Is the job finished? What is there to be happy about? How can you go to sleep? Job's not finished. You got to do it.
No. Did you get that A? No, you haven't yet. Can't be happy. Can't be happy till after. And even then, the job's still not done.
Because guess what? You have to class the next semester, so you need to start preparing to
start studying for that. But here's the thing. Talking about the Lakers and the Wolves, I saw this, and I want to know.
Let's not talk about the Lakers. The Wolves.
I saw this, and I want to know what you think. Okay.
We're not like those other NBA podcasts, like First Take, who talk about LeBron.
We're not talking about LeBron. I want to know what you think about this. Somebody that this just popped in my feed. Okay. Interesting take. This year's Wolves team reminds us of the 2009 Lakers. Ant is Kobe Bryant. Cat is Pau.
Who's our Sasha Vujacic? Who's our Luke Walton? You gotta give me these.
This is not bench guys. This is just starting. Okay.
So it's not Ant is Kobe Lakers, but okay.
Ant is Kobe. Cat is Pau. Gobert is Bynum. Naz Reid is Lamar Odom. Conley is Derek Fisher.
Wait, so who is Naz Reid about to marry in a couple of years?
And Jaden McDaniels is Ariza.
Ariza at that time.
Sorry.
I would say not quite, but I think it's a funny comparison. That's fine.
But I think the objective of it
Gobert's Andrew Bynum is so funny.
I think the objective of it is just to see like how the players' styles match up.
Dude, like, oh my God, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. But go on.
Well, no, that was just the point to see, how does that, because that roster 2009, right? Like one of the better Lakers rosters. No Shaq, obviously, but
it's funny that you're saying that because it's just like, oh my God, the bums that Kobe carried to his two-peat.
Yeah, no, not exactly.
Oh my God. Exactly. I did not appreciate Kobe Bean. Oh my God. He literally had Pau. That was it.
He had Derek Fisher, man. Don't shit on D Fish.
Right. I mean, I'm a rock with
and
Fish.
Meta World
Fish
Peace
is rocking with us.
And Meta World Peace.
Ron Artest at the time. But
Meta World Peace is just funnier. So yeah, like I have to.
So funny. And I believe I think he might be Ron Artest again.
Might be. What about Enes Freedom? Wasn't he? Was he? Is he still Enes Freedom? Enes Kanter?
I don't know. Oh, he wasn't on the Lakers.
No, but I'm just saying we're talking about the name. Enes Freedom. He's now Enes Freedom.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I totally forgot about Enes Kanter. Yeah, no, he's.
I would like to say though. I would like to say I believe the catalyst of all this. We talked about this at the very start of the NBA season. You joked about this. The Brazilian Timberwolves account. It died. There were some complications.
Are they the reason for this?
They might be the martyr in this situation. The Timberwolves Brazil account, starting off posting all that wild shit.
We are not going to describe it.
We are not going to. But the best part of it, Grant, the actual Timberwolves themselves are currently have a giveaway, a 1-of-1 jersey, the back of which is T-Wolves Brazil number 24. Jersey giveaway, 1-of-1.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. The cultural impact they had on NBA Twitter during their short-lived time
and sports Twitter, like even if you weren't an NBA fan, you learned about this.
I will just say though, their influence will never be forgotten. We will never forget about Timberwolves _Brazil or Brazil Timberwolves, whatever the account was called. We'll never forget about you guys. Just the amount of I don't know for fact, but I would set the over-under bar of Kendrick Perkins retweeted Brazil Timberwolves tweets at around 5.5, and I think I'd take that over comfortably. Yeah, like well, I don't know who owns the account.
Well, the person who operated, I think, they were going through some stuff. So they're like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm not doing it anymore. I can't. I got like they're like I literally have like
I did not know that
health
detail.
issue. So there was something like that. And they're like, I can't do this.
I mean, if anything, then you are in our thoughts. Brazil Timberwolves. We hope you get better. You're amazing at what you do. You know Twitter very well. Elon misses you. I know that for sure. But yeah, I will just say real quick about this Timberwolves team ever, or just Anthony Edwards overall before we wrap up. As NBA fans, Everett, there has been in America as the face of the NBA for as long as this league has ever existed. Okay, the very first, I guess, yeah, the very first face of the NBA was probably Wilt Chamberlain, but not really. It was really Magic and Larry who were the first faces, co-faces of the NBA, and then that became Michael Jordan. Then it was Kobe Bryant, and now LeBron James. And that's how the trajectory has swung, but it has always been in America. That is one consistent variable that has held true until now. Well, when the king retires, LeBron James, when he retires, Everett, I don't know. We actually might have a year or two. I actually think when LeBron retires, there will be a 1 to maybe 2 year buffer period where it won't be decided yet. But first take, Skip Bayless, the media, us. Someone's got to be the new guy.
Look,
that everyone needs an opinion about. First of all, and we need it to be Anthony Edwards, Everett.
We do. I mean, now the media is doing.
That's the only hope we have.
Now the media is doing their part. Stephen A. Shannon, like they're all doing. Kendrick Person,
do your job, Stephen.
They're doing their part now. They're talking to they're talking about him. They're comparing him in ways that they haven't compared any other player to somebody else, and they're talking about him that way. And they're talking about the Wolves that way. But the problem is, in order for you to become the face of the league, you need primetime games. You need to have the spotlight, and the Wolves have not been put in that situation yet. And maybe, regardless of the outcome this year, maybe they'll be put in the spotlight more next season. Hopefully either way, they will. But, especially if they win the championship, they have to be. But in order for Anthony Edwards to be put in that situation,
I think you guys are going to win it this year.
In order for Anthony Edwards to be in that position, they need to be in the spotlight. And right now, Jason Tatum's not going to be good enough to be that guy. He's not that guy. Luka, for as good as Luka is not that guy. So now,
I saw the other night in a game where the Celtics won by like 30 or something points. Tatum was like 4 for like 9, and they still won by 30. Tatum's
like maybe it becomes like out. Maybe Wemby, right? Like maybe Wemby can pick that up. Like that's a possibility. Maybe it becomes somebody else that we haven't talked about. But
I'll be honest, watch out for Wemby.
Yeah,
watch out.
No, yeah.
I was gonna say it earlier. I think that may be like one of the few examples where if I saw someone around my age repping a Wemby jersey, I would first question them for thinking that he's better than Anthony Edwards first, but. Yeah, no.
Also, the Wolves have just cleaner jerseys.
Victor Wembanyama is different. Oh, I actually think you guys are probably top 5 in the league in terms of the new jerseys. That is also a thing though. Like you need, like if you're gonna be the face of the league, you need to have an iconic jersey. Jordan, Anthony Edwards is a movie star.
Bulls jerseys, iconic. Kobe's Lakers jersey is iconic. LeBron, Miami, iconic.
Yeah, it is.
I'd say
I thought you were gonna say, I mean, bro, the white hot heat and the all black.
Yeah,
every
Miami Bron, iconic.
So good.
Celtics, obviously, like we talked about, iconic, right?
Yeah.
The Wolves might be in a position where that's like they can make one of those notable jerseys. So that would.
Well, we'll see if they can get there. I mean,
we'll see. No, we'll see.
That was the take of the night so far. That was the take of the night.
So, but with that, thank you guys so much for watching, listening. Raise 5 stars. You can find us on Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and on Instagram at WaterboyPod. You can follow me on Twitter at Everett Stakes and at WaterboyGrant. We post new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday on YouTube and all podcast platforms. So make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss a single episode. We post new TikToks Tuesday to Sunday, as well as posts on Instagram. Those are all exclusive content, so make sure to follow us there. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next episode. Waterboys out.